Hi guys, and welcome to All About the Philippines. Now today I just want to have a quick chat about how my Filipina came to Australia as a tourist and never went home. It's an interesting little story. I can only speak about how things happen here in Australia. In other countries like the US, the laws around staying in a particular country may vary. I'm not really sure on that, but my experience is here in Australia. And if you want to find out how I brought my Filipina here on a tourist visa and she ended up staying and never went back to the Philippines, then stay tuned. So the story goes back in 2013 of around about February. I met my Filipina online through a Facebook group where we started a online dating relationship. Then in June of 2013 I went for my first trip to the Philippines to meet my girlfriend, and that was about an 8-day trip. It was really just to get an idea if she was the same online as she is in person, and that went well. And then I returned back October of the same year, so in 2013, where I spent 3 weeks with her, and that went really well. So I'd gone back to Australia after that trip, and I really wanted to bring her to Australia to see how she managed here living in Australia with me. So I arranged a tourist visa, and in April of 2014 she came to Australia. Now at that point we thought she was only coming here for 3 months, and then she would probably go home, and then I would have to go and visit her and do the whole online dating relationship again. But it wasn't to be. She had told her family, I'll be back in a few months' time, just going for a vacation, and then I'll come home. But what actually happened was, on her tourist visa that we got, it was good for 3 months, but it had on there that she could do multiple trips in and out of Australia at the time if she wanted to, and also she could apply for a longer stay if she wanted to prior to the end of that 3-month tourist visa expiring. So after about 2 months or so, she was very keen on staying, and I was very keen on having her. Everything was going very well. So we applied to extend the tourist visa, and that was granted for another 9 months. So in total, she was allowed to stay for 12 months. Now, in July of 2014, we decided we wanted to get married, which we did. We had a simple ceremony in Australia. We got married, and I think it was something like around February of 2015 possibly, or late in 2014, that we put in an application for a partner visa here in Australia, which was a 820 visa and an 801 visa. Now, because we'd been married here in Australia and we'd applied for the partner visa, we were then given what they call a bridging visa. So that allowed my wife to stay here even after her tourist visa expired, while we're waiting on an answer from the Australian government around if they're going to accept her partner visa and make it valid. And it was around the end of 2015 when they had granted that partner visa, or the first part of it at least anyway. It goes in 2 parts here in Australia, and they granted the first part, and the second part is just a formality. But because they'd granted that, she was then allowed to stay here indefinitely until the partner visa was totally and fully approved, which takes about 2-year period here in Australia. And it was then in December of 2017 when it was all approved and she was allowed to stay. So she never had to go back to the Philippines, which we intended in the first place was going to happen, or we thought was going to happen, because we didn't know she could come here on a tourist visa, and by doing the processes that we've said, she could stay here. I knew nothing about visas. I was very green to all this long distance relationship stuff and visas. I had no idea. So really we just learned as we went along. But that's a bit of an interesting story on how my Filipina came to Australia on a tourist visa and never went back to the Philippines. Well, she did go back for holidays, but not to live permanently. So guys, if you've got any similar stories, put them in the comments below. Let me know too for our friends overseas in America and Canada and New Zealand and England, if you can do the same sort of thing in your country. I'd like to know how things work over there. And if you've enjoyed the video, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to share the video with all your networks. And also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so and turn on the notification bell to get more videos. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I appreciate all your support. Take care and bye for now.